Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm required to look this crazy because I am testing out a new concealer. This was like super hyped up on Instagram. Everyone was talking about it and it sold out of Ulta almost immediately. So I knew I had to get it as soon as I could. My hair's looking crazy. So today we're testing out the new Makeup Revolution, what are these even called? Conceal and Define Full Coverage Concealer. Now, does that remind you of anything? Because it reminded me of something as soon as I saw it. Tarte Shape Tape. It is the contour concealer, which is exactly what this is called. So pretty much everyone's like, oh my god, it's a Shape Tape dupe. It's incredible, blah, blah, blah. This is $7. This is $27 now, I think. It used to be $24, now it's at $27. I got the two lightest shades. I got C1 and C2 just because I wasn't really sure which one was going to be correct. I usually go for a very light yellow based concealer to really brighten up my under eye. I prefer yellow tones on my skin tone, so yeah. So I usually wear Fair in Tarte Shape Tape. I do that every time I try and say it. Tarte Shape Tape, I use Fair. Pretty sure this is the lightest shade. I could probably go up a shade or two, but I don't really care. And in here you get 0.338, so like 0.34 of an ounce. And in the Makeup Revolution one, you get 0.11 ounce. You get a third of the amount for, what was that, basically a third of the price. It's probably not that great of a deal, let's be honest, but whatever. So I'm gonna quit babbling on about numbers and random crap. I'm gonna put it to the test. So I have not even opened these up yet. Okay, so here's some swatches. This is C1, this is C2, and then I went ahead and swatched the Tarte Shape Tape in Fair, so you can kind of see what we're working with. Neither one are really quite as, they're not quite the shade that I usually go for. C1 is light enough, but it's got a pink hue to it, and C2 is way too dark and still has a pink hue to it, which is kind of annoying. I guess C1 kind of is more neutral, but like I said, I really do prefer like a bright yellow shade, not a neutral or pink shade. So neither one of these are going to be quite right for me, but we'll make it work. So they both have the very large doe foot applicator, which I generally enjoy. I don't like having to like squeeze my concealer out or do anything like that. I'm not here for it. I do really love the packaging on this on the Makeup Revolution one though. It's this beautiful like rose gold packaging. It's basic, but it's pretty, and you can clearly see the shade all through it. I enjoy that. Okay, so I have zoomed you in a little bit. I'm going to do the Makeup Revolution one on one side and then Tarte Shape Tape on the other and see what the coverage is like, what the wear time is like, blah, blah, blah. It is already like noon for me, so we won't get a full day's wear test. Well, I guess we probably could. We could get like 8 hours. But yeah. I need to take a deep breath. I'm talking really fast. I get too excited when I do these videos. Okay. So I'm going to take C1 just because it's the closest one that's going to work. C2 I could never use on my under eye. Maybe as like an actual like spot concealer, but nothing else. So I'm going to do Makeup Revolution on this side. I just went ahead and did the full V because that's what I usually do with the Tarte Shape Tape. Right off the bat, I can tell you that the formula seems very similar. They're both very thin, liquidy, wet types of formula. Yeah, see, on the face, there's really not that much of a shade difference. This one might be like half a shade darker than the Tarte one, but not so much. And you can already see that this is not nearly as full coverage. Like, you can see like my skin peeking through right there. So I'm going to blend it out with my L'Oreal sponge. Okay, so on, like, once it's blended out and everything on the face, I really don't see that much of a difference. This one did go farther. I was able to bring it all the way up my temple and then over my nose as well. Whereas this one, I barely got to my eyebrow without it, like, shearing out too much. So I would definitely need to use more of this to get the area coverage that I prefer with the Tarte Shape Tape. But actually blended out, I really don't see that much of a difference. Tarte Shape Tape has never been like full coverage. Like my dark circle right here always peeks through. I don't use a color corrector, so I expect that to happen with any concealer that I use. And the same thing is happening over here. It actually might be a little bit better over here, and that might be because it's not quite as yellow toned. So the peach, like the neutralness of this, might be helping color correct. I don't know, I'm not very well versed on the whole like color situation. So I'm not a makeup artist. But I really like the way it's sitting on the skin. It is settling into my fine lines, but literally every concealer does that. You're not going to find a concealer that doesn't, despite what beauty gurus like to tell you. If you have under eye creases, you're going to have creasing in your concealer. It's just not going to happen. I would definitely call this a dupe as of right now from like first impressions. I would definitely call this a dupe. Like it looks exactly the same on either side. Color-wise, it might be a little bit harder to find a shade that matches you. And if you're super fair, this probably isn't going to work for you, but for me, I could definitely see myself reusing this. It looks nice. I feel like my pores, because I always bring it really far down, I feel like my pores might be a little bit more blurred out on the Makeup Revolution side. That might just be my mind tricking me though, so I'll have to use this a couple more times, but I feel like my cheeks are definitely a little more blurred out than normal, so that might be exciting. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and set both sides with my normal under eye setting powder, which recently has been the Makeup Forever, what is this even called? Ultra HD powder. I've really been enjoying using this for my under eye to brighten and set. I just feel like it gives the most perfectly blurred out look to my eye that I've literally ever seen, and I just apply it with a sponge. It's playing nicely with the setting powder, which is nice. It's not looking crepey or textured or anything. And I did want to mention that like before I actually set it, it didn't feel like it needed to be set. It dried down perfectly like Tarte Shape Tape does. Sorry if the lighting just changed. I just lost my son. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup, and then I will come back later, probably at the end of the night, and check in with you guys, and we'll see how it is holding up. Hey guys, so it is the end of the day. It is 9:30. My face is itching. I'm ready to take all this makeup off, but I had to come finish this video. So I personally cannot see a difference still. Like, it looks perfect on both sides. My husband says that this side looks more discolored, like it didn't cover up as much of my dark circles, but I personally don't see it. But that's what he says. But this side still doesn't, like my pores are still more visible, and throughout the day it's become more and more visible, and now it's at the point where it's like a really distinctive like pebbling texture, and this side still looks really smooth and like perfect. So try to like keep myself in the right lighting here because it's really dark in this room. I think it's a perfect dupe, honestly, on my skin with the color that I'm using. I think it's a perfect dupe. I don't see that big of a difference to the point where I think that Tarte Shape Tape is worth it. Like, I really like this concealer. It looks nice. It's held up. It's not breaking apart anywhere. It played nicely with my under eye concealer or under eye powder. Played nice with the foundation and everything. It blended in really easily. You might need a little bit more if you want to do like the full V all the way up to the temple, because it doesn't blend out as far as Tarte Shape Tape did, or does, but honestly, I'm okay with that. It's like $7 for a bottle. So yeah, I really enjoy this concealer. I think y'all should definitely check it out if you can get your hands on it, on a shade that works for you, because it's fantastic and it's really affordable. So yeah, I hope you guys liked today's video. Let me know if you enjoy this type of content, if you like these type of like wear tests, testing out, or if you prefer I just talk about like reviews and whatnot. Let me know. So yeah, please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next one.